At a bustling food stall, a worker feeds an electric grinder by hand, and disaster is one slip away. Never, ever use direct hand contact to feed or clear a grinder while it is powered on. Always use a food pusher or plunger designed specifically for the equipment. At an active construction site, workers move casually through the yard, unaware that a large stack of lumber positioned overhead has become unstable. Never, ever walk or stand beneath an active overhead work area without appropriate controls in place. This creates a gravity trap, where materials stored or handled at height can shift unexpectedly due to gravity. Objects shifting from elevation gain momentum instantly, and even small components can create area-wide exposure below. The entire area beneath overhead work must be clearly barricaded and marked to prevent unintended entry. Loose materials should be properly secured, and protective netting installed when required. On a rural road, a worker clings to the back of a moving flatbed truck. At first, the ride seems uneventful, but one sudden bump sends the vehicle lurching, and control is gone. Never, ever ride on running boards, bumpers, or cargo areas of a moving vehicle. This places individuals in an unprotected riding zone, where there is no structural protection, no restraint system, and no engineered safety features. Any abrupt stop, sharp maneuver, or unanticipated roadway condition exposes the rider to unrestricted movement. All personnel must travel inside the vehicle's cab using approved seating and restraints. On a busy street, a scooter operator stops extremely close to a hydraulic grapple truck, unaware that the smaller vehicle is completely hidden from the equipment operator's elevated position. Never, ever park or remain within the operating reach of heavy equipment. This creates a blind zone trap, where operators may not see smaller vehicles, cyclists, or pedestrians near the machine. When hydraulic systems engage, they produce powerful mechanical movement that may not respond instantly. Always remain well beyond the machine's maximum swing and reach zones unless direct communication with the operator has been established. Assume you are not visible unless confirmed otherwise, and never rely on the operator noticing you in time. At a water treatment facility, workers prepare to access or modify a large 750-millimeter pipeline, believing the system has already been shut down. What is not immediately visible is that retained pressure remains within the line. Never, ever open or modify a pressurized system without confirming that all stored energy has been fully released. This creates a stored energy trap, where pressure remains present even after pumps or valves are turned off. Releasing a system without proper verification can cause an uncontrolled system release. Pressure gauges and bleed valves must be used directly at the work location, not monitored remotely. Workers should remain clear during initial access and assume pressure may still be present until verification is complete. Confirmation, not assumption, determines safety outcomes. On a stone patio, a worker sets up an articulated ladder to reach a shade sail overhead. However, the ladder is configured incorrectly. Never, ever allow any part of a ladder other than its designated safety feet to contact the ground. This creates a low friction trap, where metal components can lose traction on smooth surfaces, while rubber feet are designed to grip and stabilize. Multi-position ladders must be configured so the flared base and rubber shoes fully support the load. On smooth surfaces, stabilizing mats or additional securing methods should be used to prevent unexpected repositioning. Inside a warehouse, a worker manually pushes a large paper roll along a floor track, underestimating how quickly the load can gain momentum. Never, ever place your feet or legs directly in the path of a rolling load. This creates a rolling contact zone, where loss of balance or surface irregularities can place a person within the load's travel path. Mechanical assistance should always be used when moving heavy inventory. Floor tracks must be inspected for gaps or uneven surfaces beforehand. Large rolling objects respond to physics, not human strength. At a busy construction site, workers stand close as a crane lifts a massive stack of panels overhead. One misstep, one slip in the cables, and disaster could strike without warning. Never, ever stand or walk within the lift exclusion zone of a suspended load. This creates a gravity trap, where any shift or release results in rapid gravitational movement. Loads handled at height become difficult to influence once movement starts. Strict exclusion zones must be established and enforced during lifting operations. Personnel should remain clear until the load is fully secured and placed on the ground. Distance remains the most reliable protection during lifting activities. Inside a machine shop, a worker leans into a CNC milling machine to visually inspect a workpiece while the system remains active. The automated equipment continues its programmed operation regardless of human proximity. Never, ever place any part of your body inside the machine movement zone while it is powered or in active production mode. This creates a motion zone trap, where program movement continues until a complete stop command is executed. Machines must be fully stopped using feed hold or emergency stop controls before any inspection occurs. Operators should wait until all motion has completely ceased before entering the enclosure. In a workshop, a worker playfully directs a compressed air nozzle toward a colleague. While the action appears harmless, compressed air systems operate at pressures well above recommended use levels. Never, ever direct compressed air toward yourself or another person. This creates an unsafe pressure exposure where high-velocity air can become trapped in garments or equipment, leading to serious operational hazards. Compressed air must be treated as a controlled energy source. Pressure regulators should be used for cleaning tasks, and airlines should never be applied to people or clothing. Safe operation depends on discipline, not intention. On a busy street, a pedestrian stands near an aging brick perimeter wall that shows visible signs of wear. Over time, environmental exposure has gradually reduced the structure's stability. Never, ever remain near a leaning or visibly compromised wall. This creates a structural failure zone, where weather, vibration, or gradual erosion can cause an unexpected structural shift. Visible cracks, tilting, or separation should be reported immediately. Warning barriers must be respected, and damaged structures should always be treated as ongoing safety concerns. At a roadside transport site, a technician inspects a large excavator on a flatbed trailer. The hydraulic system is pressurized, and any failure could release powerful fluid. Never, ever stand within the potential release path of pressurized hydraulic components. This creates a high-energy fluid hazard, where pressurized fluid may be released under significant force if component integrity declines. Before approaching, systems must be verified in a zero-energy state. Leak checks should be performed from a safe distance using appropriate tools. Hydraulic systems respond instantly to component issues, making spacing and verification essential. To keep learning from these important workplace safety lessons, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay aware, stay safe.